Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. Give me what I want, or I'm gonna continue to hurt people you love. Give me what I want. Give me what I want. You know what I want. You just don't want to give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want.
We're gonna give you what you want.
That's not what I want.
Evening. Well, actually, afternoon, guys. Afternoon. Aaron Warrior here. Episode 9 of Let's Talk Pop. Yes, my thumbnail is about Mandalorian episode 20 or chapter 20, whatever you want to call it. For season 3, we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about a bunch of other stuff. Okay? On this episode. Let's talk about 9. And here, let me edit this something here. We got a lot of other stuff to look at. And then, yeah, this. I knew Vortex was going to come in. I knew it. Well, I did share it. But, okay. Before I get into the stuff, before I send out invitations, which I will. Okay, I will send out invitations. Don't worry about it, guys. They are coming. I'm going to go on a small mini rant here. I wasn't planning to. This was not really in the my. This just came out of a sudden, but I kind of have to let it go. Okay? Stop being sore winners, guys. Stop gloating. Please. Please stop gloating. Please. Okay? Stop gloating. Okay? I'm going to tell you why I'm saying this. It's just, okay. It's a rant, but I'm not energetic on it. It's not, you could tell I'm not like stumbling when I'm ranting, right? I'm trying to be in control. It's a controlled rant, if there is such thing. I'm going to try to speak clearly on it, okay? So, the reason I said that, because on Dave Pena's stream last night, on his channel, his YouTube channel, Dave Pena, known as the Film Junkie, he had Zack Snyder on. And we got a lot of stuff from Zack Snyder coming out of that stream that he joined. Dave Pena, Film Junkie. Okay? Some stuff came out. Okay? Now. What he revealed, well, he's talking about his Netflix stuff that his, basically, Rebel Moon in the Army of the Dead universe is on Netflix. That's going to be the Snyderverse stuff. That's the stuff he's working forward to. And he talked about ASAP, for suicide prevention, and how SnyderCon is basically all sold out for 3 or 4 days at a Universal Theater. That's where SnyderCon's gonna be held, and that all that money is going to suicide prevention charity, right? Charity, right? Talk about that, right? He talked about that. Hey, Brian Bill, and we're gonna get into the main topics, and I'm gonna let Brian Bill on some stuff, and then he revealed some stuff. He revealed some stuff to piss off a certain fandom, but that's not the point. He revealed that him and James Gunn are friends, and he's excited for the James Gunn, Pierre Safran, DCU future for Warner Brothers. And he thanked Warner Brothers for helping finish his trilogy, Full Circle. Okay? And I see people in our community rubbing it on Twitter. He said this. Bubbling into people's other faces, the other community, okay? But I'm going to specifically talk about one person. Look, there's one person, yes, a lot of people do not like this guy, obviously. I know a lot of people do not like this guy. He's done a lot of shady stuff. You know what I'm talking about. He's done a lot of shady stuff, especially a couple weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. Lost a lot of viewers, lost a lot of friends. You know what I'm talking about, obviously. This is not defending him. And what he's planning to do tomorrow is very questionable too. I know Blind is talking. I know Blind knows what I mean. I know Degrassi knows what I mean. But I saw this, and I saw this. I was watching this stream while I was on Tony's stream yesterday. I was on Tony's stream with Blinded. It was just actually, it was a private thing. This was actually not on, I was on Tony's stream, but we're watching this when his stream was over with. So we're backstage. So I was watching the channel, Max's stream. Max is doing a watch along. Okay, this is Max. I'll just say this is Max. I know you guys don't like Max, but and this is not me defending him, but he was doing a watch along at the time. Picard episode 5 or 6 of season 3. You know, George, you were there though. You were there, but I'm not talking bad about anybody here. But the thing is, I saw specifically 2 people who said they're gonna have nothing to do with Max, come into his chat, just to spam, while they're doing the live watch along. No, this is not me defending Max. This is me just shaking my head, glowed. I'm like, guys, okay, yeah, Snyder said all this, but don't rub it in, man. Don't rub it in. You guys are doing exactly the same thing. Like, you guys said you were done, but you can't help it. You can't help it. You keep poking the bear. You really want this to continue. I think, you know what? This is, yeah, thank you, George. That's what I'm saying. You want the crazy people to acknowledge that this is over with. Okay, Zack Snyder said all stuff about James Gunn, and then you come into someone's chat just to rub it in. While they're not talking, while they're doing a watch along. No, I've been in watch alongs with them. They can be very boring because you don't talk much. But man, you gotta be like, stop gloating. Stop like it doesn't make you look good. And when you say you're done with them, well, you want to create more drama. That's all you want to do is create more drama. Yeah, I'm sending links in a minute. But I'm like, he's like, stop it. Okay, stop it. But I'm gonna send the links right now. But that's all I really have to say. It's here. It's in Tony's chat DM group. So come on in. It'll be. But I don't like when people like you don't have to rub it in, man. And you say you want this to get over with. Well, you're not letting it be over with. If you keep rubbing it in, it's not going to be over with. Okay? You're going to keep. Here's the thing. It's going to keep escalating, even when Snyder says done. You're going to keep escalating this stuff because the other side's going to keep escalating. They're refusing to acknowledge that Snyder's done, obviously. But it's going to keep going on and on and on and on like a broken freaking record. Oh, okay. On like a broken record. Okay? Over and over. There's you know what this is? Thank you, Degrassi. Exactly. You know, all these people, I'll say this, all these people say, oh, stop grifting. Yeah, but you're grifting yourself. You're grifting yourself. You're grifting all the grifters. You know what? You're all part of the same club. You just grift on different things. You're all part of the same fucking club. I'm sorry, Degrassi. So I'm sorry for my F word there. Sorry, George, for the F bomb.
Yeah, you know, at this point, like, I can't blame you for being fed up. I'm kind of fed up with it as well, from both sides, to be frank. And look, I know I poke fun and make jokes about the cool table, about them, but it's like I don't want to also engage in a Twitter battle or YouTube war with them. Like, I want to do this to have fun. Like, I have fun on your stream, on Tony's stream, like on DL streams. Like, like the community that I keep around me is the community that I feel like I have the most fun with, because we don't get into this silly Twitter, YouTube drama.
Oh, Vortex, this is not really a public thing for me to go into say, but it's not like
Yeah.
I'll just say it's not really a good look.
And look, I get it. People are obviously sour on you know who, but at the same time, it's like, are you making things better for that situation? I think the best thing is just that all parties just separate, grow some distance. At this point, I feel like you got to stop being sore winners.
Degrassi. People already say that about him already.
But it's like, and well, look, I like him as well, but at the same time, I get it. The other side, they're very toxic. They've said horrible stuff. They've done horrible stuff to you and your friends. But I feel like at this point, it's like we're kind of playing an immature game right now.
Yeah.
Of just like trying to one up each person. And look, I get it. Like, some of these people, yeah, they're toxic themselves, and you know what? They do things that, yeah, you can joke around about. I ain't gonna engage on it on Twitter. It's like, I'll obviously call something out, and like maybe I'll share something, but it's like, I'm not gonna like keep hammering it back and forth unless it's like so bad, like, yeah, it deserves to like be called out. Because remember, there was someone in our community, I'm not going to mention their name, that kind of got pushed out because of the whole Skywalker thing. And I think you know who I'm talking about, and remember what happened. And I stepped away from the community when this whole thing happened. I wasn't like watching the streams as much, but like when I heard about it and know like that was why some people were frustrated for a while, I don't want to see the same thing happening again.
I just don't like them going to war with, like, stop escalating stop making the war go on with each other. It's like, stop it. Just there's no like, it's just a problem with fandom in general. It's like
it is a problem with fandom in general, and I don't know, maybe there's some bitterness because everyone used to be friends, and like obviously like friend fallouts do happen. Or like, but it's like never to this extent. I've never seen a friendship fall out this bad before. And it's not just about Max. Like, everyone wants to bring it up about him. And I don't want to like obviously like keep talking about his situation because that was like a month ago. But it's not just with him. It's obviously there's been issues people had with Zod Rider, with like Sil.
I like
everyone used to be together.
I like this line. This is a very good point. That's like, I know
it is true.
And Degrassi's right. Who grifts to grifters? You know what else people say? Oh, stop grifting. The people that say that stop grifting are grifting the grifters themselves.
And it's like, I'm telling like some of my friends at work about this, and they're like this. I thought this was a community about like movie talk, and it's like, yeah, but unfortunately, people that are, and some of them are older than me, are acting worse than the kids that we work with, and it's the truth. Look, some of these people are old enough to be the parents of these kids. Some of the people in our community, and it's just, first of all, I don't even know like if some of these people should be even raising kids. Like,
some of them have kids,
and that's the other thing. It's like, is this the example you're gonna set for your son or daughter?
Yeah. Some of them are married. Some of them are in a relationship. Some have kids. It's.
And for like obviously the anti-Snyders that like to engage, and look, I have no problem with them. I like them a lot, but at the same time, sometimes it's like I sigh in disappointment because we don't really need this to keep going on. I always hear someone say, "This is it. I'm done talking about it." And then 2 weeks later, they keep bringing it up.
And I know these people. I know these people. They don't really talk about anything else in entertainment. Like, they only talk about Snyder. Even the pros to only talk about Snyder. Like, That's all they. Yeah, that's all they talk about. They don't talk about anything fun,
It's like
exciting. Like I guess people don't like that.
with all these new movies that are coming out this year, because right before I came on, I just posted my review of
Yeah, I
John
just
Wick
saw.
Chapter 4. Yeah, like there's so many movies coming out this year, and it's like there's so many franchise movies coming out this year that it's like I don't even have time to do a review series. I didn't have time to do a John Wick review series. I think when the spin-off film Ballerinas comes out, then I'll review the other three. But it's like there's other review series I want to do. I want to review the Transformer movies, good or bad, before Rise of the Beast comes out. The poster for the new Hunger Games came out. I want to do that in November. Like I want to talk about different stuff than just cape stuff. And look, I love superhero movies, but it's like I also want to try other stuff. And some of
Mm-hmm.
the reviews that people like a lot aren't even about superheroes. Like my Scream review, my
Yeah.
Scream 6 review got a lot more views than I thought it was going to. Dogma, like that got a lot more reviews than I thought it was going to. So like people that are subscribed to my channel, like they care about just movies in general. Like they don't care about, Snyderverse or whatever. Like I said this to our friend Blue Jay. The positive that I take away from the Snyder stuff is meeting a lot of you guys in the community. You, Blinded, Blue Jay, DL, and everyone else that I've become friends with. And yes, and I don't want to forget to say Isaac Nation. Show love to Isaac Nation. But it's like that's the positive that I take away because it was the release of the Snyder Cut that kind of pushed me to do a YouTube channel. And that was some of the first videos I did. If you just saw some of my first videos and not the rest of my content, you would think that like I would be a shill. But the reality is that while I would love to still see what it could have been, I've moved on from it. I like other DC stuff as well. And I want to
Yeah.
talk about
There's
other stuff.
other. Yeah. There's other stuff. It's not the end of the world, man. Talk about other stuff. Like no, those people are never like you're never gonna change. They have people. I'm cool with them too. Like I'm cool with RJ and all of them. It's just you have to realize they're never gonna change those people's minds. They're never
Yeah.
gonna like. It's like. It's
Yeah,
like.
yeah, I like
Yeah.
RJ a lot as well. Like RJ was one of the first YouTubers that like would notice my comments in the chat and highlight them. So like
Yeah.
and like I've streamed with RJ many times. I like him a lot.
Yeah.
I just feel like at this point though that at this point try to be the better person and just like no longer like taunt these people. Like yeah, you can call them. It's one thing to call them out, but like taunting and like poking back at them.
Clothing.
I feel like it's not really helping anyone at this point anymore.
All right,
And
Blinded.
it's
What are
like,
your thoughts? Yeah.
What's up?
hey,
What are
Blinded.
your thoughts on this? Little, like you pretty much heard my thoughts yesterday on Tony's backstage and a little bit in DMs today, and I think you heard it on my stream.
Yeah,
But what are your thoughts on this? Like I know your thoughts on Max, but this is not really about Max. This is really more about people gloating about what Zack Snyder said on the vodka stream.
Right. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, like we've been saying this since 2 years ago. Now it's been 2 years ago. So
It's
Yeah.
2 years. It's actually been 2 years. 2 years in a week since the release of the Snyder Cut.
right,
Because it came out 18th. Yeah.
right, and we always end up talking about this because I mean, for me
Hey,
at least
Finbar.
outside. Oh, what's up, Finbar? Outside of
We're not
all
even
this,
talking
I
about it
do
yet.
find it interesting that this continues to go on, and it just shows you how weird social media is. I mean, and just navigating it and dealing with it. It's just, I mean, I'm not surprised that people are obviously gloating. I mean, and it's going to continue to happen. Like Zack Snyder, even if Zack Snyder says it 100 times, people are still going to gloat about it, right? So,
Mhm.
I mean, they're free to do what they want, and I understand like that the community is weird. You have that other side that just continues to make up lies and be deceptive and antagonize people, and they just don't care. They don't see it that way. And then you have the other side, which occasionally do poke the bear, because they feel like they're validated because of what the other side does, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that could be applied to so many other different things. It's not just this community. So yeah.
We are going to talk about Mando. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I didn't really want to talk about this, but I felt like I had to say something. Like,
That's the problem with this community. It feels like we have to talk about, because we associate with a lot of these people. So
Mhm.
like,
Right.
and like you don't, and like eventually someone's gonna be like, what are your thoughts on this, or like, do you disavow this? It's like, unfortunately, we have to answer for it at times.
yes.
Right. Well, also too, like a thing that has been bothering me is the fact that people see us and our opinions and feel like it's, if they don't like one opinion that we have, then it's okay to just completely fucking dunk on us and treat us like we're not fucking human beings, which I don't think is fair at all, right? Just because we come on stream and we talk doesn't mean it's okay that we deserve fucking vitriol and all this fucking stupidity, honestly. And also too, it's just like sometimes I don't want to say anything, because it's like, not because I'm going to say something offensive, but because because people just interpret things in such a weird fucking way, where you're like, apparently saying, I'll go just give a fucking random example, but like, oh, I don't like the Dark Knight. That is like grounds enough where people will now fucking be like, I'm not your friend anymore, or like, fuck you, I don't want to associate with you, which I think is weird. I think it's really weird
It's a
that's
movie. Like, it's not like it's.
Not everyone's gonna like the same thing.
not everyone's
Yeah,
gonna like the same thing,
forget about it.
and some people don't really know how to handle that, which I think is, I mean, I'm trying to also work on that too, where it's like you should be okay with other people's difference of opinions, um and but it's also like, how do you, even if you disagree, like, how do you handle it? I think that's something that most people in the community, or even myself, should work on, right? Like, if we have a disagreement, we can agree to disagree, or we can talk about it like civil people, right? Like, or we can just move on. So I don't know.
It-
It's all over the place.
the thing is, we're all adults here. Like,
Right.
you gotta start acting like adults, and
Right.
you're kind of showing that, like, that maybe you shouldn't even be on YouTube if this is what's gonna happen. And I want everyone to feel welcome in this community. I was welcomed into this community a couple of years ago, and again, the takeaway I have is, meeting you guys, meeting the other people that we still associate, that we still invite on our channels.
Right.
And the thing is, like, I remember there was a time when, like, nerds were the ones that used to get picked on. Now all of a sudden the nerds are the bullies.
Right.
And it's like
Yes.
this is like nerds gone wild. I think like Chris Bipolar Jedi like said something along those lines, like, nerds gone crazy, or nerds have become more ruthless than anyone could imagine. Like, that's kind of the
Right.
truth right now. It's like, and this was even before, like, Snyderverse and all that. Like, Phantom Menace, like nerds have become pretty ruthless.
Lord
Yeah,
of
look,
Flies.
Degrassi says Lord of the Flies. Yeah, it's exactly
Revenge
like
of the
that.
Nerds. This is Revenge of the Nerds coming true.
It's like it's gotten like so hardcore, but
It
it's
is
like,
gone hardcore, way
What's
too
that?
hardcore for
What's that one actor from Revenge of
entertainment.
the Nerds? Chris Armstrong? Is that his name? Is that the actor Chris Armstrong for the first movie? I don't know. I think that's his name. Yeah, it's, you know what? Let's move on. Actually, let's move on to the main topic. Really. So y'all, I know Blind just saw Mando. I think you saw it last night after you left
So I
Tony,
saw
right?
it. I saw it before.
Okay. I know George saw it,
yeah.
right? So this episode is called The Foundling, right? And that's pretty much a pad one, kind of, in the Mandalorian, in the Mandalorian religion, basically. Well, it's actually pre-Padawan, I think they said, like pre-pupil.
Right, because he can't talk, right?
Yeah.
So he can't wear a helmet.
Mm-hmm. But this episode is very heavy centric on Grogu, and we did get a return. Well, kind of, but we did get a return of the actor. What's his name? Ahmed Best.
Ahmed Best, yeah.
Yes, who played Jar Jar Binks. I guess this is a way to redeem him. He comes back as Jedi. What's his name? The Jedi. What's his name? Ahmed Best's character. I'm looking it up. If you can remember, tell me, guy.
Finbar. That's funny.
Ahmed Best's character from Mando. What's his name again?
Yeah, I didn't even catch his name in the
Kelleran Beck.
Right.
And so, as you know how in Obi-Wan, right? Obi-Wan, Reva, right? She basically was one of those kids, right? Like that was being, one of those kids that survived the massacre. Remember when Anakin massacred all those kids? She basically survived that, right? Like some of the kids,
right.
They didn't kill all of them. They took them in, right? They took them in. The Empire kind of took them. So while that was going on, this is probably going on with Grogu, because Grogu was a Coruscant, and the whole point of that flashback, because Grogu has he doesn't talk, but you know he has a traumatic past. So you know that a traumatic past. They were trying to get him off to save the Jedi's, whatever, regular Joe Jedi's. They had no names. They're trying to protect them, right? So as they do that, they all get killed. But you see Kelleran, right, character, and you see that he had contacts with certain officers and stuff. Some people believe some people believe that's actually Jar Jar Binks who contacted those officers work for, and they put the connection together. On my best, Jar Jar Binks, blah blah blah, right? Mm-hmm. So I think we know Grogu is very very important from very very important character. Not right. This I think. DeGrassi is right. The Mandalorian is the show is definitely about Grogu. It's not about Mando or Jadarin. I think it's mostly about Grogu.
Mm.
I think we're starting to see that because from this flashback and from this season, we're starting to see him, learn to become, taking the role to become a Mandalorian. This is definitely about him. So there's something very important. Why did the Empire? They wanted to protect him, right? Why did the Empire or Palpatine want Grogu, right? They need him for something, right? They need him for something. If they clothing, right? They need him for something, right? And he's very important. He's a very central figure, right? What do you guys think of that flashback? What's Grogu's purpose, or what?
Right.
How important is he is?
I enjoy. Well, one of the things that this is like my take with Star Wars. I always enjoy looking back at like the prequel era more so than like the sequel trilogy era. Like I know they want to connect things, but it's like just to like review like the other side of like the galaxy, like see like other perspectives of what happened during Order 66.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was one of the things I loved about like the final like episodes of the Clone Wars.
Right.
So like just like seeing like another Jedi coming in, like seeing Grogu's perspective, since like we know like about this character, I thought was very interesting.
Yeah, it definitely if you play Jedi Fallen Order, it definitely felt like that scene where Cal is getting
He told me, but
his masters like trying to help him escape the base because they were training, and it's like an entire level. So I do like that the Order 66, that whole scene, and because it is very interesting, and I think I wouldn't be surprised if they explore it in the future, just because you can make a lot of different stories of how certain Jedi died, or if they survived, or they ran off to somewhere else. So, I mean, this episode was definitely better than what we got, but it felt like season 1 or season 2, in that it's just this sort of random story, and it's still focusing on Din Djarin. But at the same time, my criticism is we're 4 episodes in and I don't really understand what the goal is. Right.
Yeah.
I think that's my biggest criticism of the show. Even if we start seeing a goal in episode 5 or 6, right? Because then the season's already done. We only have 4 more episodes left.
8 episodes. Yeah, it's 8 episodes season. Yeah.
It shouldn't have taken like 4 episodes for people to finally start getting invested, though.
Right. I mean, so I've been looking and trying to understand where it's heading, and you know, I could see a path, but to me, it's just again, why can't we just have a season that is just the story, right? It just that's the thing that just bothers me. It's like just tell this story for the season and then move on, right? I wouldn't say we've gotten pointless episodes, no, because I think what people need to understand is an episode can be thematically relevant to the plot, right?
I think the first 4 episodes basically explaining the Mandalorian, how you become a Mandalorian, basically, because you never got in the first 2 seasons. This season is basically explaining how you become one of them. That's what I think for so far. And
I think they're trying to have an entire season that sets up the war that they're obviously trying to set up, because this is something that was talked about and it's being hinted. But my thing is you did a time skip, and then now you're going you did a different perspective with the last characters, and it's like, well, what's going to happen to those characters? Is that only for establishing that the New Republic was kind of shady and that there was something going on? So I don't know. I don't know. That's the one thing that is making me not like, this isn't like Andor. Like Andor to me was like a slow burn that thematically made sense. There was, each episode was building toward either the heist or the final jailbreak, and it was giving you insights to the world and what it's like beyond Jedis and the Empire itself and how people are being oppressed. It's very very, very cyberpunk, but just in Star Wars, which I think is really cool. But yeah, I mean, this I don't know what more to say about this episode. It was a decent episode. I liked the little moments in it, because again, it felt.
Are they allowed to kiss?
Allowed to
That's
kiss?
my question. If they're allowed to have kids, are they allowed to kiss?
I'm pretty sure there's probably some tradition that they have. I mean, you saw in this episode, right, where they're like at the fire, and he was like, I know it's Jon Favreau's character. I don't remember his name, but he was like, oh, everybody has to sit somewhere else and eat.
So you don't take off. You could take off your mask as long as somebody doesn't witness it.
Right. And then Bo-Katan was, because she was the leader, she sat at the fire, right? So I mean, I think things like that I always think are interesting, because it fleshes out the world and all these things. So they can't remove their helmet in front of anyone, right? So they had to eat by themselves, which I think is really kind of sad, because it's like, that dude's
especially Paz. Is it Paz? Vortex or Jurassic part in the name. I know he was. He's the one who doesn't really like Djarin.
Who?
Right? He plays the one that doesn't really like him.
Oh, right. Sorry. Blanking.
Yeah.
I thought you were. We're talking about Finbar or Vertex, not liking Djarin.
Oh, no. Yeah. Jon Favreau's character does not really like Djarin.
Right.
Yeah, and he has a son, right? Turns out the kid that got kidnapped.
That was his son. Yeah.
Like I'm like,
And then Mando obviously saves him after kind
oh,
of like
who else would save him?
scolding him.
It's either him or Bo-Katan. It's one of those two is gonna save him. Yeah, pass. Thank you. Pass.
Right, right.
Yeah, the Mythosaur. Yes. Oh, Bo-Katan mentioned the Mythosaur to what did they call her? Like,
The one that's forging all the.
yeah.
Yeah, I never can remember these names.
Oh,
Besides then Jaren and Bo-Katan, I can't. I'm not.
and
gonna remember
pass.
names.
I know. I know. Let me
But yeah,
check.
that also too again was like, I'm like clearly they're trying to build up this war, right? It's the armorer. Okay, that's her name. It's just the armorer. I thought there was
Just
something
the
more.
armor. That's what this car. That's really.
Yeah. No, I don't listen. So
Yeah,
the
the
armorer,
armor.
a bit of a generic name.
Yeah.
We're just bad at names. I'm not.
Yeah.
There's
I'm
so
like-
much shit to remember. I'm not.
Yo,
gonna-
like I'm bad at
sorry.
pronouncing names. Like every time I do a
Star
review,
Wars
I
is
have-
hard.
I know
Star
people
Wars
get
is
pissed off.
Star Wars. The thing is, Star Wars has like these very creative names. It's sometimes hard to remember.
But like
I'm
even
not-
when
yeah.
I'm pronouncing a real life person's name, I'm like, sorry if I mispronounced that because it's
Because they're not simple names.
Gold,
They're not regular
Gold Shitio,
names. That's why.
Blue
That's why it's
Shitio,
hard to
Gold
pronounce. I'm like
Shitio.
Han Solo's easy. Luke, Leia, easy because those are regular
Yeah,
names.
you remember because you remember it. It sticks out.
Yeah.
No, they aren't saying their names like enough for me. Besides Din Djarin and like I said, Bo-Katan, like, but the because the armor is generic Vortex. I thought it was a name. I never seen Morbius, so I don't even know who Milo is. So
Milo.
but my point is that like I just wish this season was just the war, that they were like, hey, we're gonna go to war, and they have a conflict,
Milo is from Morbius.
and-
That's true.
and instead they just they're using a season to set up the war. It's like you didn't need to do that. Just do it off screen. Yeah, like Star Wars has all these weird names, man. It's like, listen, I ain't gonna remember, man. I don't got no
Yeah.
time to remember some of these names. I
least,
just
like,
want to
you know-
watch
you
the
know-
story, and that's it.
Yeah. Matt Smith is that's from Morbius, guys. Come on, why do you have to mention that? Why did you mention that name? That
Oh
movie
my
on this
God.
stream.
I mean, you know, we're getting close to the 1-year anniversary of Morbius.
April
God,
1st.
isn't it
Oh my
next
god,
week?
next yes. Next Saturday.
Oh
Want
my
to watch
God.
along?
No, I can't watch.
I
that
ain't doing no watch party for that.
No.
I know one person who might do a watch party for it. Isaac?
Oh, Isaac. Oh, man.
Isaac, oh my goodness.
That's hilarious.
But Grogu, if Grogu is actually being built up to being the Mandalorian, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily mind that. I think it would be interesting.
Yeah. Is Grogu I mean, I know Grogu is the same species as Yoda. That's not my point. But is there something there with Grogu and the Jedi? And perhaps like Yoda is like taking care of, like watching over, like the one making sure that Grogu should be safe and escorted out of everything of Order 66. Is there like a because they're the same species, so like maybe that's like a fawn or something. Or obviously, there's something more important, but like I don't know. I mean, there could be a connection there because why would all the Jedi's be protecting Grogu? Right? There has to be like what is Grogu to the Jedi's?
Doesn't Jon Favreau voice that character that we're
What?
talking about?
Okay.
I'm confused now.
Why? Okay, I know he was a Padawan. Basically, Grogu is a Padawan because he's force sensitive, right? So they're going to train him to become a Jedi. But why only protecting Grogu? Why was there no other young Jedi's there at the time want to protect? Because there's stuff that has to be very important with Grogu there. He's not an average Jedi. He's not an average force sensitive species or character, whatever. There's something more important there. That's what I think.
Well, I'm confused what Vortex is saying now. What? Jon Favreau's character, he voices the character that you guys just said.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you all say John? Because we can't.
Guys, we know Pedro Pascal.
Are you talking? I'm confused by his comment. I don't understand what he's talking about.
You think he's a clone of Yoda? Oh, okay. So yeah,
I hope he's not a clone of Yoda, please.
but there has to be something there. He's not just. He can't. He's just. There's something to him that's very, very important. That the Jedi's have to make sure it's safe.
Yeah, okay. Jon Favreau voices that character. That's why I said that he's. Well, listen, I'm not gonna remember the names. Let's just leave it as that. Like I just want to talk about the damn.
I'll be like, if I was making this show or Star Wars show, I'll be like, why are you giving this guy such hard names? Like names don't make it.
You need to. The name needs to stick out. Din Djarin, I can remember that. Like it sticks out. So
a lot of people don't even call him Djarin. A lot of people still mistake him calling him the Mandalorian, even though everybody's technically a Mandalorian.
I mean, I kind of wish it was like that though. His name, like we didn't know his name because that's like oh my god, like the Money trilogy, right? With oh my god, say the actor's name. Clint Eastwood
trilogy,
right? The Money trilogy with Clint Eastwood.
Oh, I love that show.
Right, bad, the good and bad, the ugly, and the other two. So, and he has the character of the man with no name, right? So, I mean, that would have been interesting.
Movies.
I kind of, I still wish that it was more like that. I think it going off into Star Wars territory and mixing too much with other properties. This has been my biggest issue with Star Wars is that they're trying to make it now like Marvel, where they're setting up
extended universe,
different shows.
Like that's why.
Well, the rumor is, I'll just say the rumor is in April for Celebration, they're going to announce 3 movies.
And also,
go George. Sorry.
With the Mandalorian, one of the things I loved about the first 2 seasons of the Mandalorian was it felt like a sci-fi like Western. Like it felt like it had like a similar tone to what you saw in the Dollar Trilogy. I feel like this season it's kind of lost like some of that luster.
And Boba Fett, You know what? I think Boba Fett kind of stole that luster.
Well, yeah, Boba Fett was this amalgamation of 2 different shows, and it doesn't work.
They should just
tries to be like
Western, a Mandalorian instead of Book of Boba Fett. Like,
no, I am kind of at this point very burnt out on this whole. This thing has to be connected with this, and it's okay for like Rogue One and Andor to be connected. Okay, right, to 2 things. But like Mando being a setup for Ahsoka and then Book of Boba Fett and potentially who knows what else, as it seems to drag along at this very snail pace, where you're like,
here's the thing. For order for Palpatine here's my thing. In order for Palpatine to do us cloning, to do this, right, to clone himself, he has to see his death. Has to see his death because Siths can see the future, right? Obviously, that's what Anakin. That's basically what led Anakin to the dark side. Is seeing Padme die giving birth. So obviously, it's my opinion that if in order for the cloning to work, he comes back as a clone, Palpatine and Rise of Skywalker. He has to see his death at the hands of Vader, because Vader's the one that kills him. Like that's the only way it can make sense. If they see the future.
right,
and you plan for it, right? Because Palpatine's that type of guy. Palpatine's that type of guy.
Let's be real. It never made sense. They did that
no
strategically to get
and the Sith thing, right? They always kill usually the Sith creed is that the pupil, the Padawan, always ends up killing the master,
right?
Because that's what happens, right? Palpatine is the one that killed who was his master? Pegasus? Not Pegasus. It's not Pegasus. It rhymes with Pegasus, right? Darth Plagueis. Plagueis, yes, Plagueis. Right? That's his master. Palpatine killed him, right?
Right.
Obviously. And then Vader, who becomes his pupil, his Padawan, his right, kills Sidious or Palpatine, whatever you want to call him.
Right.
Yeah, Goku. Yeah. Oh, Goku. What the fuck? Goku.
No, Count Dooku.
Goku. Goku would be a very powerful Jedi. Very
Oh my
powerful. I mean, like,
Goku would probably say to Palpatine, "Unleash your unlimited power on me, so I can fight you at full strength."
yeah, that's true.
Like, you ever see the meme where, like, in Infinity War, Goku gives Thanos all the Infinity Stones, is like, "Fight me at full power," and all the DBZ characters are looking at him.
He would still beat Thanos at full power.
But no, Thanos would literally just like snap and be like, "Okay."
That's true. Yeah, you can do the snap technically if he has time. Goku has. Just to be honest, Goku has could go at the speed of light, man. I mean, Goku could literally not one punch Thanos and he's dead, even at full power if he gets a chance. I mean, let's be honest. If Goku was in the first Avengers movie, Goku could defeat all those the invasion easily all by himself.
The thing I'm just hoping that they don't do in this season 3 of Mandalorian is like do this thing where it's like they have like a post-credit or mid-credit scene that shows Palpatine like in the shadows or something. God. Since somehow Palpatine has survived.
Yeah.
And he's like, Grogu is essential to my plot to once again rule the galaxy.
You ever watch how this should ended? You know they always have the villain pub?
Yeah.
yes.
Oh my goodness. It's like I don't know what I would do if that happened.
Man, it's too bad they can't do anything with Dooku, right? Because Christopher Lee is gone. But like they can't do like a Qui-Gon prequel. I mean, if they want to do a Qui-Gon prequel or something like that, which it won't, then you have to get like a new Count Dooku, a younger Count Dooku, right? Because he's the one to train Qui-Gon.
Well, you know, Samuel Jackson still wants to play Mace Windu.
But Mace Windu's dead.
Yeah, it's like he's like I still want to do Mace Windu.
Remember Mike Zero saying there was gonna be a Mace Windu show?
Oh my gosh.
Remember that?
You know, I almost forgot Mike Zero existed.
Yeah.
Because like so many worse parties have just come out since like the days we dunked on Mike Zero.
No, I think they're not gonna do Mara Jade at all.
Then it's like I think that's another thing. Like people keep saying Mara Jade's gonna appear, she's gonna appear. Like they're never gonna touch that.
They would have done it already. Mara Jade was never canon to Mara Jade was never canon to Star Wars, right? So.
Well,
like
not
the
Disney,
actual
Disney.
Yeah, not Disney. Yeah, Disney. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, I could see them at some point in time doing it, but it would be from Dave Filoni or Jon Favreau. I don't think it will be in a movie or anything. It will be in a show.
No, you know what happened? He got sent to the Marvel universe.
Just let them stay dead.
He got sent to the Marvel universe.
Yeah, because at this point you're gonna rewrite Star Wars canon because then people are gonna be like, so where was Mace during the events of the original trilogy? Or like where was Mace during the events of this or of like Rebels? Like you're gonna start creating all these like plot holes.
Yeah, it's true.
Like it's gonna be like where was Mace during this and that? It's just
Mace? Yeah, he got transported to the MCU. That's what happened.
And he became Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Because he's prepping up for when the Empire reaches Earth.
Yes! That's the Empire's gonna be those the Squaws. Or the Kree Empire. That's funny.
Hey, I wouldn't mind that classy. I mean, yeah, it's that's what I mean, right? Like it's called Star Wars, but there's really no war.
It should be called war. The stars should be having wars with each other.
It's like the movies have wars in them, kind of like the prequels at the end. It did. Well, actually, no. Well, I listen. It's called Star Wars, and it sometimes it doesn't feel like there's any wars. That's what it feels
That's
like.
true. Of
It's
course,
more
probably
like
be a prequel or not a prequel, maybe like a prequel or
right.
between
Well,
Phantom Menace and
I keep saying this stuff about Star Wars, right? This is why I say Star Wars is like a damn neighborhood. It's like they can only stick with characters that we've met, right? We can't have new characters. We can't, go 100 years into the future. It has to be just what everybody knows because that's Star Wars. And to me, this is why sometimes I get bored of Star Wars, if I'm being honest, is because Star Wars feels so lackluster. It feels like we're spinning wheels at this point. And I like things like Andor because Andor fleshes out the universe a little bit more. And even though, yes, it is a character from a previous movie, that movie did introduce that character. He was a new character. And so I just want more things like Andor, in my opinion. Different tones, different time periods, and don't copy Marvel. Like why are you copying what Marvel is doing?
I
It's
think I
the
know what's
same
happening. Kevin
company.
Feige is
It's
really
the
running it.
same damn company. Okay. Do something else. Okay. Not everything
Do
needs to
you,
be
do
connected.
you really want Taika Waititi to do Star Wars?
Do I want him to? I mean, if the movie is good, I don't mind.
Oh,
I'm
by the
not
way,
like 100% thrilled, but it is what it is.
let's take a moment to
Oh,
celebrate
God.
the 7th anniversary of BBS.
Oh, my God. 7 years.
Oh my, that's when the problems began actually with BVS. It wasn't even like Man of Steel, or wasn't even like the Snyder Cut. It was actually really BVS.
Yeah, let's get back to Star. Actually, next Saturday I'll be doing it for Morbius because it'll be April 1st. No, that's a joke.
Yo, did you see what I put in the chat? I'm gonna like pull a prank on my supervisor and be like, I'm gonna take some time off to go to SnyderCon in April.
When is Snyder?
And see if
Why did he Snyder? I'm gonna attack Snyder here because he's doing it just before a week before Guardians comes out. He's doing the sabotage Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, he is.
Kidding.
I'm just kidding. No, I just want to pull that prank on my supervisor to see what he thinks.
Well, we're gonna start GunCon.
Right.
GunCon.
GunCon.
Blind Braille. You know Toronto. We know we have Fan Expo this year. The first guest has been announced. Do you know who it is? Take a guess.
No.
Take any guess. There's somebody who's in a movie recently that just came out this month, in March.
Zachary Levi.
Oh yes. Yes.
Right off the bat, that's
Yes, he's coming. Yeah, Fan Expo. He's the first one that's been announced. It's coming to Toronto.
no man. I had a feeling. I'm like, it can't be someone popular, but it has to be someone who's moderately.
Well, Toronto
Right.
Comic Con surprisingly got very well-known people this year. They usually
Right.
don't. Like, I'm surprised. It's usually Fan Expo in Toronto is usually the big event. I'm like, I saw the Toronto Fan Comic Con. I'm like, what the hell? How did they get Andy Serkis? How did they get Carl Urban? I know Carl Urban's filming here, Boys in Toronto, because where the Boys are filmed. But I'm like, still, like Carl Urban, Andy Serkis. I'm like, how? Like. They already have the DC movies. Isn't that what Andor is supposed to be about?
Andor is kind of a dark, realistic, but I mean, like more though. That's what I mean. More of it,
Okay.
right? Because yeah, I agree with Classy. I mean, the only thing I'm like, if you're talking about like, I'm super excited that is Star Wars related. It's Jedi Survivor. That game I'm super excited to play. Like that is one of my most anticipated games this year. Just by playing Jedi Fallen Order, back in October. I played that game and beat it. I played it on hard. That game was fucking amazing. Sorry, but it was amazing. I absolutely loved that game. Every second of it. The combat, it was very Souls-like. The backtracking, like a Metroid game.
Degrassi, you're like Degrassi. You pretty much told me to. You said in chat they should all Warner Brothers should pull all Zack Snyder's work. all his DC work. He said, okay. I did not put this in my description below, but because I didn't edit my description, but today the big news is that we got what Lady Gaga looks like as Harley Quinn, and I got a picture right here. Let's look for it. Let me look for it. Here we go. What do you guys think?
I mean, she looks fine.
See, I don't know. I don't know what to think. I don't know. I mean, I think that's a court scene because there's police there. She's getting out of court or whatever. Yes, this is it.
I listen. I like the first Joker film a lot. It doesn't need a sequel. I'm probably still gonna check it out though because I am curious to see how they're gonna handle it. And look, I'm a fan of Lady Gaga. I'll admit that. I'm curious to see how she would portray Harley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Lady Gaga. Vortex. That's Harley Quinn. That's what she looks like with the makeup on. It's not overly done. I don't know if we'll bring in. I don't know if she'll bring in the numbers because it already had numbers in the first place. I mean, $1 billion. It's like I don't know how much she could help. Really, I don't know. She's a good actress. Yeah, I'll see how she play. The thing is, when this movie comes out, we're gonna you can already see the comparisons coming out. Margot Robbie versus Lady Gaga. Who is the better Harley Quinn?
Oh God!
As you can see,
I don't even. I'm sorry. I can't even comment on Joker 2. I'm not even going to comment.
Cuckoo's Nest is such a good movie. That's if you haven't seen Cuckoo's Nest, I suggest you see it.
Yeah, that is a pretty good movie.
I'm not a Gaga stan. I like her music. That's all I can say.
I'm convinced.
I thought A Star Is Born was kind of overrated.
Oh, really? It's the third remake.
I never even saw the other ones. Like, I mean, I liked it, but I didn't think it was that great. Like, were like
cosplayers.
It up.
I'll say this: cosplayers usually have better costumes than the studios do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
For
Harley Quinn, yeah, I agree. I'm sorry, but there's one movie that I probably won't watch out of just not being interested is Joker 2. Joker 2 is the one where I'm like, I don't think I could go to see that movie, if I'm being honest.
If it ends up becoming a trilogy, you need Batman.
No, don't do a trilogy. I just don't understand how, people can flip on a dime because they make a bunch of money. That's why I'm not interested in Joker 2.
$4 billion.
If this was established beforehand that you were going to make a Joker 2, I would maybe be somewhat interested. But after you ran around slandering, shitting on comic books, and talking about how there's nothing but sequels, there's nothing but comic book movies, and then you make a sequel, aren't you contributing to the problem that you were trying to argue? I don't understand that. I really don't understand Todd Phillips and his thinking. But yeah, I know people are excited, so I won't fucking go too hard.
It's Todd Phillips. He is a good director. I think he'll come up with something good like here.
I'll disagree with that.
What if they went into the pink one? It'd be funny because the pink one and Joker is filming in the same city, but are two different universes.
Harvey Dent is in the movie.
Oh gosh.
because there's signs where they're talking about free Dent. So yeah.
So he's ready. Oh, I'd rather have Dent deal with the mobsters. I'd rather have Dent deal in the Batman universe, honestly.
Well, there's now another rumor. This is a rumor. The Dent, free Dent, that was on the set. So, but there's a rumor that Harvey Dent will be in Batman 2.
You know what? I would introduce him to Penguin series and have him in Batman 2. Like, have him as... Or you know what I would do? Since they're not going to do it, because this would have to be another series. But I would have Harvey Dent deal with the Penguin, all these crime families in the Penguin series. And then that's when everything goes to shit for him. And then he starts off as Two-Face in the Batman. It's,
Yeah. I mean, we did talk about that before. I mean, that would have made sense.
And have him make a typical Two-Face from the comics or from the video games, where you have two personalities battling each other, like Golem and Smeagol. Do it like that, because
Vortex.
as much as like Aaron Eckhart's Two-Face, that was not really how Two-Face is. He just had the face. Like,
he just had the face. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I want to see. Him playing. I want to see two personalities.
Vortex already confirmed he's playing Harvey Dent.
Vortex to play Harvey Dent? I believe in you. I believe in Vortex.
John Wick Chapter 5, Gotham Family.
John Wick 4 apparently is the last one for a while. But they're building a universe, right? Because they had the ballerina. So
yeah,
and the director wants to do Ghost of Tsushima and what's the other one?
We were just talking about it.
Yeah.
Highlander.
Yeah, Highlander, yeah. So
I hope he does Ghost of Tsushima first, to be honest.
Me too, man. Highlander. Yeah, me too. I mean, Henry Cavill's been attached to that movie for like 2 years.
No, just make goddamn Ghost of Tsushima. I want to see that movie. I was thinking that too, Classy, that the Harvey Dent will be like the Telltale, where he's more, he interacts with Bruce Wayne a little bit more, because I think they need someone else to talk with Bruce besides Alfred.
And we need Lucius Fox. It's just Lucius Fox. Like,
yeah, they can introduce him. I think Harvey Dent would be interesting.
Nobody didn't introduce, like, I thought who's also kind of like Alfred, is also a parent figure to Alfred, Leslie Tompkins. I mean, even the Dark Knight trilogy didn't introduce her. And Leslie Tompkins is very influential in Bruce's life, as when he loses his parents. Like, she's very important to him too. Like, right? So I don't know why they didn't have to introduce her. She's like a mother. She's basically the mother figure. You know, Alfred's kind of the father figure. Leslie was kind of the mother figure to him, right?
Yeah.
But they haven't introduced her. Nolan didn't do it. Oh, really? You mean Cavill cannot get anything done, can he? Versus Alice Superman.
Well, that's great news. That's great news. I'm joking. But...
Is Warhammer going to happen? Is he going to get Warhammer off the ground?
Well, I mean, he was great in the Mission Impossible Fallout, but he's dead technically, so he can't really continue with that.
Yeah.
No, they can.
It's like the one, like one of the few projects that he was great in. He can't continue because his character got killed off.
Let's get the mother boxes.
George has seen Chapter 4 of Vortex.
Yeah, I've seen it. I don't want to spoil it. I did love it. I had a great time with it.
Thank you.
I'll watch it. I have a hot take. I didn't like the third one. The other ones I thought were decent though.
The Reaper. Is it a Reaper? No, I thought the Reaper was a Batman villain too. Or is it? I don't know. That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. You know what? I just noticed. I saw this on Twitter yesterday. You know the X-Men? You saw we all saw Apocalypse, right? So they got their costumes, right? Like, not like exactly like the show, but they actually got good costumes. But apparently in Dark Phoenix, they didn't have the same costumes. It was pretty basic costumes they had. Basically, I don't know, like let's take a
Degrassi wasn't Argyle. Argyle's the Matthew Vaughn movie with Henry
Oh
Cavill.
yeah, he's in it. Yes, he's in it with
Because
that hair
I
with
thought
that
there was
hairstyle.
well he's barely in the movie because
Yeah.
his character is not there for very long. But I think Apple's trying to actually have a theatrical release for that movie because they're trying to do that with that Leonardo DiCaprio and Martin Scorsese movie too. That's what I heard. So that
Apple,
might be in
Apple,
theaters.
Apple. The ones that the thing about Apple, like unlike Netflix, Apple could afford to release their movies on their service because Apple has a lot more money than Netflix.
Right. I mean, they don't even really need to even have that service. I don't know anyone who
Yeah.
owns Apple Plus besides if you buy an Apple device, you get it for free. And so I had it for a little bit, but I never watched it.
I mean, people get it for Ted Lasso. They have a lot of movies. Apple Plus has a lot of movies.
Yeah, I only hear Ted
I'm sorry.
Lasso is like Ted Lasso.
And it's ending. Ted Lasso's ending.
Yeah, it is.
Like seriously, this one of the best shows on streaming services, and they're ending it so quickly. I mean, the cast as a Succession is pissed off at HBO and at Warner Bros. For canceling the show,
Well,
ending
why
it
would
after
they be
season
pissed?
1.
Why would they be pissed off? The writer said Succession was going to end at season 5.
No, they're ending at season 4.
Succession? Hold on. I'm
Season
pretty sure
4,
that
this season's the last
I never
one.
heard anybody was pissed off.
Yeah, when the
because
actress
writer
was caught off guard.
Well, yeah, she was caught off guard, but the writer himself said that
I think it's season 4.
I'm gonna have to look up what he said. It was never going to go forever, and that
Of course not. Well, no show goes forever.
Right.
Yeah, Rupert Grint does a lot of small stuff. I mean,
they don't. I mean, if the writer doesn't want it to go on forever, like I don't. I mean, or like end at season 4 or season 3,
get a
like
new
I really
writer.
don't have a problem with that. Well, no, just no, don't get it. He wrote the series. Don't get a new writer.
How did Brian Cox end up doing Super Troopers? And he does this.
Well,
And he's also Stryker in the X-Men 2 movie. Like, he's in Super Troopers. Like, really?
Vortex, is it better than the third movie? Because the third movie was where I was having some issues with that movie. I mean, the action was fine and stuff, but it felt like the plot was like didn't matter all that much, and it was just like, yeah, let's just ignore that. I was like, I mean, I'm gonna watch it, but again, I haven't watched most of the movies that came out this month. Like, there's just been too many movies, and I'm busy. So yeah,
don't worry, you'll probably watch Shazam on HBO when it comes out.
The one I'm definitely going to see day one without a doubt is obviously Mario. I don't give a shit.
Yeah. I was. Blind.
There's absolutely no way I can't.
What's going? Blind. I want to know you know this more than I do. What's going on with Blizzard and Blizzard right now?
You mean Blizzard Activision?
Yeah.
I mean nothing. They're trying to get bought. It's the same thing. Everybody's just waiting and seeing if it's going to go through, if it's not going to go through. And right now, Blizzard is just. We don't even. That's a funny thing. I was just on a stream. Me and Meta were talking about it, but I realized like Blizzard has not been doing anything great. So I'm a little bit like concerned about Blizzard.
Okay, because I saw it trending on my Twitter. I'm like, why is it trending?
It's because of the acquisition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get to the most important part of this stream. In the middle part, her. This is the most important part.
No, the poster. Am I? Hold on. Did they already release the trailer? Right.
Yes, they did. It was like a 3-minute trailer.
Okay, I don't think I actually seen the trailer.
Yeah. Oh, I would show it, but I would get hit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna watch it. Even though I mean, can you really hate these movies? I don't think you can. It's just I just want to see where they go because it's just like, oh my god. Oh my god, like what are they doing?
I'm not surprised. She's always those Nissan commercials, so I'm not surprised she joined Fast and the Furious.
Just I think she just did it for the lulz. Who everybody would do it for the lulz, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, hi Max. Hi Max. But it's funny though. Like here next to Jason Momoa, it's like Captain Marvel next to Aquaman, and then you also got Groot.
Right.
We have Groot here. Groot.
Oh my god.
Family.
Oh my goodness. Well, here's the thing. The trailer for the new Fast movie just explained everything that's going to happen in the film.
Right.
That's funny though. Her character is Tess. I know people are gonna shit on this movie. If this movie bombs, I guarantee that fandom's gonna blame her. Like,
That'd be oh my god.
You know what's gonna happen, right?
I really can't
Fast
see this movie bombing.
Fast and Furious 10 does bad at the box office. Brie Larson destroys Fast and the Furious because of Brie Larson. You just know, I don't know, something like that. They're gonna use her. I can see that. I can see them using. You know, she's gonna be the reason for everything. Yeah, Bo-Katan is awesome, but you know, that's how they used her, right? You know, that's their talking point. Remember, they use. Who did he use? What last Marvel movie did he use that bombed the box office? He used a female. Was it Shuri? Who?
Who? What are you talking about?
Did some of them blame? Was it Shuri or was it? I don't know. You're not gonna blame her.
There's a reason why. I mean, you can't blame one person on the box office. Let's just be real. I think
they will. They will. They will.
They need to get woke.
It doesn't mean that it's right.
Hot Wheels. Oh, they're already making Hot Wheels? That's true. Oh my god.
And then Speed Racer again. Oh man.
Hot Wheels. Oh, you mean that's Robert Burnett's favorite hobby, Hot Wheel toys.
I don't know about Speed Racer though. I don't know why.
Well, it has Jared Leto in it.
Jared Leto's in Speed Racer. Oh my god.
No, is it Speed Racer? No, Tron. He's doing Tron. Sorry.
Yeah, I thought. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Tron 3. I really want to see Tron 3 because I like Tron Legacy a lot. I think that movie's underrated and people shit on it way too much, but I really want to see that movie. The only listen, I would go see John Wick, but I am burnt out on Keanu Reeves right now. I'm gonna go see it probably on Tuesday.
Okay, I have a question. You like Tron Legacy, but it wasn't because of Jared Leto, right? So
what? Jared Leto's not in Tron Legacy.
No, he wasn't. So they're gonna do it with him. They should bring back Jeff Bridges, okay? Bring back Jeff Bridges.
They've just been dragging their feet, and it's gonna suck too because they need to get someone good for the damn soundtrack and the score because Daft Punk, when they did that for Tron Legacy, that got me heavy into electronic music. That score for that movie is fucking amazing. I wish we could go back to like really cool experimental scores and soundtracks for movies. Now to me I'm
You see, that's how you know.
Punk. Yeah, I said Daft Punk. Vortex Vortex is French, right? He's yeah.
Morbius cameo.
Oh man. Draft War Punk.
Well, she's greedy. She should took it then. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of stuff coming out about Victor Alonso's supposed firing, letting go. As apparently it's now like, oh, she was let go because she executive produced Argentina 1985 without the permission. But it turns out the lawyer said that's BS. Yeah.
I think she got fired for multiple reasons.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of it. They probably didn't like her. They didn't like where the VFX and Disney's MCU. They definitely heard the criticism because Kevin Feige has definitely mentioned the criticism of Phase
I think
4.
that was on. If we're being honest, from what it sounds like, I think that might have been at the bottom of the reasons, right? I don't think that was the main reasons, but I definitely think that was a factor, right? Where
This is true.
they obviously had some issues with the VFX.
Yeah, and they're probably like, you know what? We don't want to fire you, but we want to pay you less. Like, 'cause this is not have been like you're not paying top quality right now, and we don't want to be paying you for top quality right now. You're not giving us top quality, so we want to keep you, but just for less. And she's like, no,
Right.
like, no, and I don't blame her, because look, for the first 3 phases, and before that, remember, she's been there before like the MCU really got established, right? She was there for before really, and like, I don't blame her. I'm not taking a pay cut. She's been there for like 2 decades.
Almost like, but actually, like it's just.
I mean,
Not
I
just a
think
person, not just a woman of color. She's also LGBTQ, LGBTQ. Yes. So that's not just that.
yeah, I mean, it seems like there's multiple reasons of.
And Degrassi is right. The people at the top, they're the ones who should be taking a pay cut.
Yeah, they
Like-
should.
And then we thought Iger was a saving grace from Chapek, right? It doesn't sound like it right now. It doesn't
No,
sound
but
like she's.
I mean, I mean, who knows? We'll eventually know the whole
Yes,
reason. I'm
you know
sure
what
this
this
is
is?
going to continue.
You know what I think this is? Chapek has screwed up Disney so much that has forced Iger to do all this stuff to try to fix it. And this is being cold, being ruthless. But in his mind, it's the only way to do it.
Right.
It's like, it's business is like that, right? It's not all sunset and roses. It's most of the time it's sunset and roses. Most of the time it's cold, ruthless, not kind.
Mm.
We're not even talking about that.
No.
Yeah, we're talking about Disney. Oh, right. So let's remember this in our memory. Let's remember S. Ketchum's retirement.
Oh, he's not retired. They're going to bring him back.
No, he's
They'll
not.
probably bring him back.
Well, he's too young to
time
retire.
back.
He's still like 10 years old. He doesn't
Well,
age.
let's be real here. Any franchise, no character is ever gone.
Yeah, once the new characters for the anime show up and it's not good, they're going to just bring him back.
Yeah, I think
they'll
that's going
milk
to happen.
Ash.
I think they're going to bring him
They'll
back.
just say Ash is 5 years older. He's no longer 10. He's
It's
15.
not. I don't think he
Something
says
like that.
retirement. I think he's still on his journey, but it's not the journey we're gonna.
Yeah,
We're gonna
you're not going to
focus on-
see that, right?
Yeah.
right.
So maybe in the future, if they bring him back as the main person to go along with the journey, if the new character doesn't gel well with the audience, or we may end up seeing Mickey. And if the new character does gel well with the audience, you still might see Ash Ketchum from time to time.
They'll probably pull like a Yu-Gi-Oh GX and probably have like a time gap and have like Ash run into this new main character and like help him get a
Right.
starter or a Pokemon. Like how
I mean,
in Yu-Gi-Oh GX, like
how
Yugi
old is
gives
Acaster
Jade a
supposed to be?
card.
26 years old. He's like what 10 years old?
Oh.
When he started. He's still 10 years
Yeah.
old.
Right.
How many days of the year are in the Pokemon universe?
Oh well, remember? I don't know if you guys ever saw Arthur the Aardvark. Like that kid
Yeah.
was like 9 years old for like over 20-something years until the last
The
episode where they made
Simpsons.
him an adult.
The
Right.
Simpsons. There should be Simpsons. Homer should be dead. I'm sorry. Homer should.
Stewie,
dead.
how long has Stewie been a
Yeah.
baby on Family Guy for?
I
Like,
don't
over
know.
20 years.
Hey TW. Like
What's up?
Bart should be like 40. Or
Yeah,
40.
Bart should be like 40. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind if the protagonist was a character from one of the games, because that was the only reason why I never really liked the anime. It's like, why can't it just be like a character?
Technically, it's supposed to be the game red and blue. Technically, that's supposed to be Ash, but you can
Yeah,
name
that's
anybody
supposed to be
you want.
right, but yeah. I mean, later on, obviously, like
Yeah, later on, yeah.
right. Because there was some cool protagonists, or not protagonists, but like characters that could be main characters in Pokemon, like Eden from Black and White. Like if that was an anime, that would be sick.
That's probably where they probably should have just ended the original anime after Diamond and Pearl and just started a new one.
That's what they
This
should
is
have done.
funny.
Yeah, because Black and White was like a sort of a reboot. It's just that they kept some of the Pokemon afterward, right? The ones that came before.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I hope they do that for Pokemon too, because I played Scarlet and Violet, and that game sucked ass, and I got my money back.
No.
But I love Pokemon Legends. Pokemon Legends was a great game. That
Yeah.
was a fantastic.
Arceus, yes.
Yeah. So I don't know what they're gonna do with the series. I want a Black and White remake, really bad, so bad. I'll do anything. But yeah.
I mean,
it's
they're
Pokemon.
are they still doing the live action Pokemon series on Netflix? It's gonna be so
Yes.
stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but if Ash gets electrocuted like so many times, I'm sorry. He should
They're
be
doing
dead.
that and another animated series. It's like stop motion. Yeah, they just announced that stop motion one like last month. I don't know, man. Pokemon fell off from Black and White. X and Y was not good.
Yeah, that
Sun and
wasn't
Moon,
good.
Not good. Omega Ruby and Sapphire was okay. Sword and Shield, not good. And then obviously the recent Scarlet and Violet, not good. But I did like I said, Legends was out of all of them that rivals like Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Heart Gold and Soul Silver is the best Pokemon game ever. Period. No argument. That game is fucking fantastic. Sorry, I keep doing that, but yeah, I love that game so much. It's one of my favorite games.
Oh, I'm so convinced.
Platinum is second best.
Degrassi, I'm so convinced that Beavis and Butthead takes place after King of the Hill. Because if you saw Do America, you pretty much have Hank Hill and Peggy Hill in it. I'm so convinced. You see the movie, right? Do America? That's so hilarious. You see them?
I don't think so.
No.
You gotta see it, man. Oh my, Beavis and Butthead Do America.
Oh wait, Beavis and Butthead Do America? No, the 90s one? Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I saw that. Yeah.
Peggy Hill and Bobby and Peggy Hill and Hank Hill are pretty much in the movie. Well, kind of.
We're gonna score.
Yeah, we're gonna score. Shut up. Oh, shut up, Beavis. Shut up, Butthead. I am Cornholio. I need tea for my bunghole.
Oh my god.
I saw that movie on opening day. Was it didn't Judge, right? Mike Judge, he did Silicon Valley, right? Was he did Silicon Valley?
No clue.
I don't know. All right, what else is there to talk about? Oh, it's not a lot left. Okay. Also, Ghostbusters Afterlife has added Kumail Nanjiani. I think I pronounced it.
Kumail Nanjiani, that's his name.
Nanjiani, yeah. I was trying to move my eyes, and I'm like, okay. Patton Oswalt, James Acaster. Is that her name? His name? Acaster. Acaster.
And Caster.
Emily Alyn to the film, and
this movie's supposed to be coming out this year in Christmas, and they're gonna shoot it in a couple of months.
I think they might be shooting it. I think they just started pre-production.
I feel this movie's gonna get rushed.
This movie's gonna get pushed back. I guarantee.
Well, it's probably gonna be like Jumanji. Remember, Jumanji did that, the third Jumanji,
and that wasn't that well received. I never saw it, but I heard it wasn't as well received as the previous one.
Jumanji?
Yeah, I didn't see that one.
Which third Jumanji?
The third Jumanji.
The one it was this technically it was the second one
Second
with The
one, yeah.
Rock, but it was like the third Jumanji movie made if you include the 90s one.
Right. Because the one with the one with The Rock, that was the second
with Danny DeVito, that's the one. Oh, I don't count that. I don't. Well, actually, that actually is canon to the first movie.
It is. So, I mean, yeah, it's not called that. It's called Next Level. That's the movie I'm talking about. Yeah, that movie.
Because Alan Parrish is actually mentioned in those two movies.
I did like the what is the second one called?
Next Level.
I hope it's not. No, it's not called Next Level. It's called
No.
something else. I hope it's not Enter the Jungle. Please tell me it's not Enter the Jungle.
No.
What is it called?
Jumanji 2.
Yeah, Jumanji 2.
No, Next Level is the second one. Welcome to the Jungle is the first one.
Welcome to the Jungle. There we go.
2017 is the first. Is Welcome to the Jungle. That's the first one.
That movie wasn't that bad. I actually liked that movie. I thought it was.
That's the one with Bobby Cavanaugh as the villain. That's the hunter guy, or whatever, you know. The second one is with the guy from Game of Thrones who plays. Who is the actor who plays Game of Thrones? He plays the Hound. The actor who plays the Hound from Game of Thrones is the main villain in the second one.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, you remember the Hound actor, right?
No, because I haven't even watched Game of Thrones.
Oh, well, that's the only thing I saw him in besides Jumanji.
Right. But yeah.
Minute.
Okay. I don't even know I don't know what
Yeah.
to fill the air. But I guess we were talking about Ghostbusters, right? Because you didn't see Ghostbusters, right, George?
I didn't see Afterlife. No, I've only seen the first two. I never even saw the 2016 film.
Yeah, I have seen every single Ghostbusters movie.
Have you played the game in 2009?
I played a little bit of the game, but I never beat the game.
It's good.
Yeah, it's a good game. I want to play the game. I just haven't.
I don't have a lot of time.
Is it on PlayStation Plus right now?
I think so. You could get it. Yeah.
If it's on PlayStation Plus for free, I'll definitely play it because I thought I did see it. They have a lot of Ghostbusters games. There was one that came out, I think, I want to say last year or 2021. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Ghostbuster Afterlife. I liked. This is why I'm not a fan of it. I liked the first part of the movie, and then it turns into nostalgia fest, and then that's when I was.
The whole thing was nostalgia fest to me. Like, I knew.
No, I think at a certain point where I felt like it started becoming more like they were leaning on the first movie too much.
They brought back.
It should have just been a new villain, and
they brought back the same villain. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when they show up at the ending, it just felt to me it was like this was like you course correcting because of the reboot or the remake, whatever you want to call it. And it just felt like no. And the fact that Paul Rudd was kind of wasted. The kids were great in the movie. Like I said, if it was just a straight up coming of age and just get rid of the whole the older Ghostbusters, like just forget about that part, right? Have it be Harold Ramis, it's his kids and his grandkids, right? And make it be like something like, oh, they were trying to reboot and remake the company, right? Out in the suburbs, right? Or the country, right? Because then that would have been a little bit more like the original movie where it's like, oh, they're starting up a company and they're having all these different issues and problems. That's why I was saying last night to Tony and Finbar, I'm like, that movie is a comedy. Like there's small little things about like making a business and they're just like failing at it and they have all these issues. So that's what I liked about it.
It's a horror. It's a comedy. To me, it's a horror comedy. Like,
yeah. It's a horror comedy, yeah, but it's still
okay. George, go ahead. Thank you for coming on. Go ahead, plug your stuff, George.
All right, so you can find me at the George. Before I came on air and stream, I posted my review of John Wick Chapter 4 Don't know when my next stream is. And next week, I'm taking a break from going to the movie theaters because this is the first time I did 4 straight weekends in a row. So I need a break. Maybe I'll wrap up some review series or start some new ones. Haven't decided yet. But yeah, you can just check me out at the George. And thank you, Aaron, for having me on.
You're welcome.
All right,
All right,
and
see
take
you.
care, guys. Enjoy the rest of
Yeah,
the
see
stream.
Thank you.
George.
See ya.
All right. Thank you once again, George. Enjoy dinner. Okay. So, yeah. Did we have to call it Afterlife? Could you just call it another name? It feels like.
Well, I don't think it's going to be called Afterlife.
What's going to be
because
the
that was
villain?
the subtitle.
Vigo is going to be the from. It's going to be him again.
I don't know. I
That's
mean,
just a
I'll
troll
watch it out of curiosity just because I do like Ghostbusters, but I'm with all these like franchises. Like, here's the thing, right? Like, I don't mind having franchises because I think you could do a lot of interesting world building and different things like that. But I think what I noticed recently is that instead of having something that is like, oh, we can build stories and different universes and characters, the studios go, what is the thing that everybody remembers from like 30 years ago, and let's just bank on it and keep just pouring money into it. And instead of like saying, hey, we're gonna make and add some new things to this IP, they just regurgitate what we already seen. And that's the frustrating part. It's like, yes, everybody remembers this. Cool, great, bring it back, do your little legacy sequel, but like continue it. And I think the one franchise that maybe is doing it better is Creed, which is weird.
Creed, yes.
I think Creed is maybe the perfect example of like continuing on a legacy sequel and not being so close to the original, but yet it is. I mean, it's very simple, right? It's in reality. It's not like, Star
It's not
Wars where
really.
it's out in space.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So that's kind of like my big issue. Like, I know I'm very like cynical sometimes, but like I think the more and more like I'm so like involved with like Star Wars and Marvel and DC, I've kind of been like missing things that were unique and new, where you're like, I can see potential in this. I want to see more of this, in the sense that you're creating something new, right? Because DC and Marvel, they're it's not like we're seeing new Marvel characters, right, that are getting their own movies, or new DC characters. They're characters we're already familiar with and we already like, and that's why we want to see them. But I mean, I'm not I want to see new things, right? Like I feel like we're not getting new big blockbusters, right? So
No, no, that's true. That's true.
Oh, by the way, I hope Young Rock does get canceled. By the way,
Why?
because it's like the most.
You watched
this goes
it?
back. No, I never watched it. I just like read the premise of it, and it to me it was like, oh my god, you made a show where you're basically like trying to show people how like cool you are, and how like, oh look, it's not like everybody hates Chris, right? It's more like the opposite, right? Where everybody hates Chris, they were dunking on him, right? It was all a joke, and it works, right? Because it's not self-indulgent, it's not an ego stroking, it's more like we're this funny scenario, and it pokes fun at the character, right? But in Young Rock, it's like, oh, he's president, and it's like going back to different periods of his life, and it's like, look how funny and cool I am. It's like and I'm just reading the synopsis for it, it's like, oh my god.
He is president. You know why? Because people he joked about running for president.
Yeah, well, it's not that he joked about it. He was serious about running for president. And it's like, really?
If Donald Trump could be president, The Rock could be president.
Oh boy. Why did they film the first 2 seasons in Australia? Oh my god.
I didn't even know that.
Maybe it's cheap. It was just cheap.
Oh yeah,
You
man.
got tax incentives and stuff.
I think that guy who plays the Rock was a Black Adam in the show.
Was he? Think maybe he.
I
Wait, that
think
does ring a bell. Let me see.
I think he played young Teth Adam in the
Right.
flashbacks. Not the kid, but like when he was older, as a slave, when he had a family.
Right. Let's see.
Yeah, I think that could still be the Rock, but I think it's actually the
I
actor
don't.
from the. I think
Yeah,
that's the
he
actor
was in
from.
Black Adam.
Yeah, yeah. So he played younger Teth Adam, right? Like
Let me see.
not the kid version, but slave Teth Adam when he was older.
Well, the
And he
main
looked
actor is
tough.
actually from Australia, so maybe that is why.
Okay.
No, I put Black Adam. I got some.
Can you actually just pull this?
Can I see like his appearance in Black Adam?
I mean,
Yeah, he was the dad.
the dad. Okay. Okay.
No, was he the? No, well, I'm confused. I'm confused now.
I
No, he was the kid. I'm stupid. I looked
Yeah.
at the shot, and I saw him wearing the Rock's outfit. I got confused for a second. No, he was the son, but he was the champion version of the son.
Yes, that's what I
that was.
said. Yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
thinking. It's a champion version. Yes. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, that's because I knew when I was watching. I'm like, yeah, I've seen this guy before in the Young Buck. Man, I only watched a couple episodes of Young Buck, but I remembered. Degrassi,
Right.
you should be pull this. Unfortunately, we cannot vote for you, man. We're not American citizens. So.
Who really want to be president? Who really wants to be president? Yeah, that's what I mean, Degrassi. I'm like, it's a little bit strange, but yeah, that's the Rock for you.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? Degrassi might remember this. 1998, Hogan took a little bit of a 2-month break from WCW to make a fake presidential campaign. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the one for president, because 98 was the the presidential electoral races right between Bill Clinton and somebody else, I forget who, but the Hollywood Hogan on WCW Nitro made a fake presidential campaign. Obviously, it wasn't real, but he did it in storyline and stuff. That's why he had to take a 2-month break.
Right. Well, Degrassi, yeah.
If Gunn asks The Rock to come back as Black Adam, you know he's gonna do it.
I don't think he would. I don't think The Rock would come back if James Gunn even asked him. And to be honest, I think if James Gunn was smart and he would recognize that The Rock was never Black Adam. That was just The Rock as a superhero. So I would get rid of that. Just forget about it. This whole thing with Black Adam and Shazam has been. I mean, we've talked about this. It wasn't a secret, but apparently people are shocked that this is happening. It's like, have you not seen The Rock? Have you not seen The Rock? Like, do like, come on. Like, I keep saying he's an egomaniac. He wants all the attention to be about himself, right? Like, so no, I think if James Gunn is smart, he should just get rid of not get rid of Black Adam, but get rid of The Rock as Black Adam. Cast someone who actually is the character that represents the character, and not someone who just is looking to be part of a trend, because that's what The Rock was trying to do. This whole all the stuff that's going on with DC, I feel like I can't wait until it's all gone and we just get Superman Legacy and put this all behind us, because this whole year is just going to be constant complaining from the fan base, from people who don't like James Gunn, and all the other nonsense where it's not even really valid criticism. It's just people being upset that they didn't get the thing that they wanted. Instead of just let a creative person, let Peter Safran and James Gunn come up with what's right for DC, right? And build it up. Don't be like Marvel. Just because it's DC doesn't mean it needs to be like Marvel. That's what I really hope.
Oh man. Damn it. Where's my Twitter account? Oh man, I accidentally exited my tab at my Twitter account. I was going to tweet something to James Gunn. Nothing serious, but I'm going to tweet something to James Gunn. Damn it. Okay. James Gunn, this is what I'm tweeting. Will you be at WrestleMania Mania 39 Goes Hollywood to cheer on John Cena? You better answer. Or where's proof he's not friends with Cena? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. James. The directors, studios that work with these wrestling actors. They definitely watch wrestling. I can tell you.
Right.
Yeah. They watch wrestling. His brother, Sean. They watch wrestling.
Yeah, I think Creature Commandos. Once they showed the art and all that stuff, I think that was pretty clear that was going to happen pretty soon.
So, you think Deathstroke is coming back?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Why wouldn't Deathstroke come back? It would be a different actor, but I don't see why.
You don't think it's going to be Joe?
No, he didn't. No, that guy's not even a good actor. I can't believe they were wanting him as Deathstroke. I know he auditioned for Superman, and I think he did for Batman too. But
I know he auditioned for Superman, but I know Superman has to look kind of strong. I think he's too buff for Superman, literally too buff for Superman.
No, I don't think he's a good actor. I don't really care about his physical appearance. I just don't think he's a good actor.
I'm Deathstroke Vortex. Okay.
Yeah,
we know.
Deathstroke was going to be in the Suicide Squad. Of course, they're going to bring back Deathstroke.
We know Juan Perlman and Frank Grillo. They're basically teasing.
There's something.
And people believe it's Creatures Commando.
Probably.
Yeah. Juan Perlman back doing DC again. Remember he was Clayface.
Right. Yeah. Ron.
I want his Hellboy back.
Yeah, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No, they're doing a reboot.
Yeah, but I just think logistically, even if they wanted to, I don't think it was going to happen. And I wouldn't want anyone else to direct it, but Guillermo del Toro.
Oh yeah, they should do the third one.
And really, I really hope James Gunn somehow. And I know Guillermo del Toro is a massive comic book fan. People don't understand how big of a fan he is.
Wasn't he in talks to do either DC?
He was he was making Justice League Dark.
Yes.
But Guillermo del Toro did. So okay, I remember they had this exhibit where they actually brought things from. It was just the entire exhibit for Guillermo del Toro, where they brought all of his things in collection, right? And this guy has the biggest collection I've ever seen. I think it's like a house of just collection of comics, of statues, of all his writings and all of his things. And that was I already love Guillermo del Toro, but seeing how much passion he has, it's insane. It's absolutely insane.
If James Gunn needs to get him on board, if they want to do those supernatural stuff,
I hope somehow they bring that would be the most exciting thing. I would watch that movie instantly day one. I've never skipped on a Guillermo del Toro movie. I absolutely love Guillermo del Toro. He's my favorite director.
You're not seeing this as theater now because the Pokémon Sisters is on demand. Well,
because
I know you can get demand here. Huh?
What's cheap? The thing is, it's cheaper if you just go to the theater.
At the theater. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but you got to pay the food and all that.
You don't need to pay for food, man. Just go watch the movie. Bring your own food, or don't bring your own food. Just watch the movie and then go eat afterward. Yeah, the food at the cinema, I'm sorry to say, is not good. It's not good.
Oh hell no.
No, I don't buy it. I don't even really buy popcorn. The only thing I would buy is like a drink, and the drink is kind of expensive.
The
for
drink
some.
is the only thing I usually buy too. It's like
Yeah.
it's it's
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. I can't believe that. If I had all that money, I'd probably do the same. But I've seen the pictures of the books he has and all the things, just insane.
he's a
Just
very strange
absolutely
guy
insane.
though. He's a very strange guy.
He is, but there's a reason because he makes good movies. Like he's not. I don't think he's strange. I think he's a very nice guy. From what I've heard, because I know people that
He's nice, but
have
he's
worked.
probably very eccentric.
He's
Like most
eccentric, yeah,
directors are.
but he's a nice guy. He's not eccentric in a bad way. Everybody has.
No,
opinions.
no.
No,
That-
I've never heard anything bad about Guillermo del Toro. I'd be shocked. I'd be honestly shocked because he's nice on sets and everything, and how he treats his crew. Like that is like why, and that's why he did that exhibit in Toronto, is because he loves Toronto. I'm not sure if you know that, but like he recently, I think
Oh.
ever since Pacific Rim, he's been shooting all his movies in Toronto.
Really?
And I love Nightmare Alley. Yeah, Nightmare Alley. They shot
Nightmare
in Toronto.
Alley's good.
The late what was I was gonna say the Lady in the Water. Oh my god, that's
So Pinocchio was shot here, the good one.
not he didn't direct Pinocchio. I'm talking about his live action movies. The one he won an Oscar for. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm blanking on them. Degrassi will say it. The one with the fish monster. I'm totally blanking on the name of it. But they shot that movie in Toronto too. So and then they shot the one with Tom Hiddleston too. I like that movie. They shot that too.
Is that the one with Jessica Chastain?
Crimson?
In it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, I remember that one. The insect.
Yes. I want him to do like if realistically, I mean, I know people say James Mangold, but if they announce Guillermo del Toro did a Swamp Thing movie, like that movie is gonna be that might just be the best comic book movie of all time.
He was supposed to do The Hobbit.
Yeah, he was supposed to do The Hobbit. He was supposed to do a lot of things. There's a lot of projects. He was gonna do the adaptation of the Mountains of Madness, Shape of Water. There we go. Thank you,
Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. Yeah. And it was supposed to have Tom Cruise in it. Tom Cruise was supposed to be in that movie, and they always talk about it. And I'm like, make the fucking movie. I really want to see the movie. Oh my god, that was the one
movie.
where every time I see it, and I seen concept art, and I've seen because they showed it at the exhibit, and oh my god, why didn't they just make this fucking movie? It pisses me off to just like, oh my god. No,
Yeah.
but Guillermo del Toro is probably like one of my biggest inspirations, period, of like how I collect things and like what I consume, right? And how it's like an influence on you creatively. I think just going in that exhibit was
banned.
special.
I'm kidding.
DiCaprio, I didn't know DiCaprio was on it.
Dick Cap.
I want I just want that movie to be made, or any Lovecraft movie. Anytime they we're gonna do a Lovecraft movie, never happens. It always falls apart. And I know John Carpenter did his Lovecraft S trilogy, and that was cool, right? Everybody loves the Thing, and In the Mouth of Madness, and what was the other movie? I'm totally blanking on that, but it's a trilogy, the Apocalypse trilogy. Things like that. I'm like, man, please make that stuff. Like, please make more Lovecraft horror movies, please. Like, those are the things I want, right? Like, or even if it's like Marvel and DC could do a Lovecraft horror movie. Oh my god, dude, that would actually be good casting. Cillian Murphy as it, yeah. And I was saying, I keep saying, Cillian Murphy, just speaking about him, I wish he was in Cyberpunk. He was supposed to be in Cyberpunk as Johnny Silverhand, and I can't stand Keanu Reeves in this game. He's the worst part of the game. Seriously, this game has some of the best voice acting I ever heard, and the writing of the characters are so damn good. I was saying that if Cyberpunk, I know they did the anime. The anime was cool. I want a Cyberpunk movie. And I know it is very similar to some of the other Cyberpunk books, but oh my god, a
It's
Cyberpunk
amazing. It's
movie that's an
amazing with video
action.
games now. Look, the video games are getting A-list celebrities for voice acting. Now it's amazing because again,
But the storytelling and the characters, like I posted that on Twitter. Like Cyberpunk, in my opinion, has some of the characters that are genuinely moving. Like
oh,
the characters feel like dimensional, like real characters, like real people, where you're like, oh my god, like I feel like I was talking to someone for real. It's like so mind-boggling and trippy. And that's why I love the game. I know I had issues with the game, but when I actually got deep and played some of the side stories, like all those characters were so good. Where I'm like, this should just be a movie. Make an action movie with the characters. I don't know if you could do a series.
Make a movie,
Whatever.
Have it glitch for the first 5 minutes, and then fix it after.
Oh,
Have it all.
man.
Can you imagine?
You could make jokes about that in the movie. I mean, they have augmented cyberware and all this stuff. So.
I mean, they're making. Who convinced Jason Momoa to do a Minecraft movie?
I don't know, but I mean, I think they should like look for. We say Mass Effect, right? Mass Effect deserves a series or a movie.
Amazon has to show White,
right? I'm excited about Fallout. Fallout is the one where I'm like, please don't mess it up. Please don't mess it up. Please, because there's just so much. This is what I mean. Like, find something that has so much potential and world building, and just make shows and movies about it, and just continue. That's what they should do. If we're in this period where there's no movie stars and people are not going to the theater because of whatever reason, then find franchises and series that make sense to world build on, like Marvel and DC. Like, we need to go past Marvel and DC. I love Marvel and DC.
Video games franchises, I know video game franchises have, historically have been, bombs, right? Most of the time haven't done very well, but little by little, they're actually getting a little better with Sonic and some other stuff. Little by little, I'll say that. But video games doing more stuff with video games adaptations is one way to change what you basically described, because a lot of people play video games and they do want to see sometimes their video games on the big screen or on TV,
right?
And if the trend continues in a positive direction, the genre of video games that we get to watch may, outshine comic books and other stuff. Look at the genres coming back right now. Horror.
Yeah, horror's never really left. I think now it's better.
Yeah.
In terms of like you can make whatever now and people will watch it. And it's cheap, right? And so I like that the horror genre, like A24 and I know people hate Blumhouse, but Blumhouse is still going to pick up interesting movies, even if it's not, good. I still think that's what the big studios should be doing. They shouldn't just abandon everything to just make Marvel and DC movies. It should be a mix of different things, right? Because I mean, I know Vortex was talking about John Wick, right? Can you think about a new movie franchise that's like John Wick that didn't exist before? John Wick is now 10 years old, but within those 10 years, the first movie came out. I loved the first movie. I was shocked at how good it was. And then it became a franchise. And they don't do that anymore. They're not, I mean, I'm blanking, but I don't think there is a franchise that is like that, where it's like, oh, they came out and here's another sequel. And a lot of it is things we known for how many years? We've known Star Wars for almost 50 years, right? Like,
what
I mean? But yeah, Degrassi was saying Lovecraft is definitely problematic. But I know the Lovecraft Country series, they kind of wasn't Lovecraftian, but that book does deal with the problematic nature of Lovecraftian and Lovecraftian horror, I should say, because it's only a section of it really where you're like, oh shit, this is really messed up. And I know Lovecraft eventually retracted his racism, but still, it doesn't make up for what the fuck he was writing about. It's insane. But yeah, horror always has a swing, and it, you know what I mean? And horror is never going to go away. If there's one genre that is everybody's still going to see the movies, like go to a theater and sit down, it's a horror movie, because that's like the one where you could get an interesting experience with a group of people. That's why I love horror movies. It's very interesting. So
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm gonna end it here. We're just a little less than 2 hours. So since you're here, you can plug your. I mean, you have stuff planned for tomorrow. I know you're playing stuff,
Yeah.
but you said you don't know what. You update
yeah, I
on
changed it. I was gonna do a Rocky stream. I'll do a Rocky video at some point in time because I still haven't finished all the movies.
Okay.
But I'm gonna be talking about Cyberpunk.
Okay.
Because as you
Okay.
can see, that's like the one thing I've been obsessed over. So I might as well just talk about it. So that's tomorrow at 5.
Okay.
5:50
5 Eastern, guys.
Yeah.
Like, share, guys. Do that. Check them out. Like, share, subscribe below, comment below, whatever on the replay. Maybe I'll see you guys Monday night for a late night version. Maybe, but I'll definitely see you Wednesday. Saturday is gonna be a little difficult because it is WrestleMania, but I should be able to do a show end it before WrestleMania starts. So yeah, so Saturday might be definitely a show happening.
Right.
Yeah, because WrestleMania starts at 7 and it ends at, so yeah, I'll be fine. So there'll be a show next week, next Saturday for sure, and obviously it's gonna be the next episode of the Mandalorian spoiler review. So when that next episode pops up on Disney Plus, make sure you see it, and then we can spoil it.
Awesome.
All right. And what else is coming out this week? Because I don't know. Oh, and well, Mario comes out in the future. We'll talk about that, but that'll be down the line, obviously. But yeah, so thank you all. Take care.
Peace.
Bye.